Recording in
Recording in
progress.
recording in 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 recording.
Enrolling in Meralco's Peak of Peak program saves my company 50,000 every month.
For entrepreneur Greg Marañon, putting out fires or crises in business is inevitable. But he never imagined he would see his entire facility being reduced to ashes.
In 2014, one night, the factory burnt down. And the following day, we had nothing. We were burned to the ground. And we had to pick up the pieces and start again from scratch.
Instead of giving up, Greg and his team surged on. From the ashes of Betafoam's original facility grew one of the most competitive manufacturers of total insulation and specialty packaging in Luzon.
In 2017, we rebuilt our factory. We went to Meralco, applied for power, and that's how our relationship started. With the consultation with Meralco, they were able to give us different options on how we can save money. If we didn't consult Meralco, we would probably have done things more expensively. That would mean additional costs for us, and we will not realize the operational savings.
To help Betafoam drive down their power costs further, Meralco Biz advised Greg to shift operations of heavy power-consuming machines to 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. during weekdays. This allows them to take advantage of lower generation charges through Meralco Peak Off-Peak. Since subscribing to POP, Betafoam has been enjoying significant savings.
We subscribed to Meralco's Peak of Peak program. The savings was big. We were saving 50,000 a month.
With his company performing stronger than ever, Greg is future-proofing Betafoam by investing in its sustainability. Betafoam has installed solar energy panels across its facilities.
Together with Meralco, I want to raise that awareness of sustainability and environment consciousness. We are investing in solar energy to inspire people to adopt newer and cleaner technologies. Collaborating with Meralco is a factor to our success. It empowers us not only to be competitive, but also to push for a more sustainable Philippine manufacturing sector.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Meralco Power Up Live, Empowering Business Growth. In particular, we would like to welcome the building administrators, property managers, general managers, and operations managers from the Philippine Association of Building Administrators, or PABA. Thank you for joining us for this afternoon's webinar. Power Up Live is a webinar series which aims to empower business enterprises with power demand of 4 to 499 kilowatts through energy services and solutions. My name is Gian Zapata, Biz Customer Service Engineer, and I will be your host for this afternoon's program. Today, our experts from Meralco will be talking about our electricity bill and how we can manage consumption through energy efficiency solutions. Rest assured that you can always count on Meralco to help you operate safely, efficiently, and more cost-effectively. We hope that you will listen attentively and participate in the discussions later on with our panel of experts. Before we proceed with today's presentations, I just want to check how you guys are doing so far. May I invite everyone to click on the Reactions tab at the bottom of your screen and select the emoji that best represents how you are feeling this afternoon. There you go. I can already see a handful of thumbs up and heart emojis floating around. You can click these emojis anytime during the course of our webinar to share your reactions to the topics that we'll be covering today. We hope that you will stay tuned and remain engaged all throughout the webinar. Before we move on with our program, we would like to remind everyone to find a good spot where your internet signal is strong. We don't want you to miss out on the interesting discussions and activities later on. If you have any comments or questions about the presentations, please go ahead and type them in the Q&A tab so we can address this during our panel discussion. Should you have account-related concerns, you may send your message through the link that we will send in our chat box. And as always, to add fun to our Power Up Live session, we will be playing some trivia games later on the program. Just make sure to listen attentively so that you can answer the questions at the end of each presentation. Our lucky winners will be receiving special prizes from Meralco. And with that, let's get this webinar officially started. To officially welcome everyone to today's Meralco Power Up Live webinar, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Meralco Biz Central Area Manager, Mr. Ricky Martinez.
Thank you for the introduction, Gian. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to the Philippine Association of Building Administrators Management Team for making this Power Up Live webinar possible. Thank you as well to the members present today for attending the webinar. We are for Meralco Biz, the segment dedicated to providing end-to-end energy solutions to small, medium businesses with power demand of 5 to 499 kilowatts. With our collaboration with PABA, we gathered that there are inquiries on your electric bill. Today, we aim to provide you information to better understand your monthly electric bill, guide you in implementing energy efficiency measures, and introduce programs and solutions to better manage your consumption. We also would like to present to you a profitable proposition that you may consider for your business. I hope today's session will be productive and highly relevant to your business. And again, thank you for joining us and magandang hapon sa inyo lahat.
Thank you very much, Sir Ricky. We will definitely look forward to the presentations prepared for this afternoon. Today, we are privileged to be joined by the PABA Director and Vice President. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Larry Dimagin.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, Gian and Ricky and our Meralco friends, as well as to our PABA members and friends who are joining us this afternoon. Our webinar is very timely, and we thank Meralco for packaging and preparing this for us because, as you are aware, as building administrator, as subdivision managers, we are beset with questions on how and why we are being billed by Meralco for our electrical consumption. Today's webinar is very timely because other than pointing to Meralco, we now should, after this seminar, be aware of what's happening in our billing and other Meralco concerns. And we should be able to appease and explain to our residents and clienteles how the whole power billing and usage, etc., is being done. So before I turn it over back to our Meralco friends, I would like to thank them for providing us this webinar. And this will take our monthly meeting for the month of July. So thank you for everybody, PABA members and friends, for joining. And I'm sure we will learn a lot tonight. So back to you, Dian. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Sir Larry. Indeed, the webinar is very timely. Let us now call in our first speaker for today. He will be guiding us on how to read and understand the Meralco bill. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our customer service engineer from Meralco, Mr. Benedict Espinosa.
Thank you, Gian. First of all, I would like to greet everyone a lovely afternoon. I hope all our attendees are doing great right now, kahit na medyo maulan ng panahon natin ngayon. By the way, I am Engineer Benedict Espinosa, your customer service engineer from Meralco Biz Partners, and I am assigned at Meralco Malate Business Center. Today, allow me to share with you some basic information on the power supply chain and the Meralco bill for residential and business customers. But to start things off, I wanted to explain how Meralco works. To better address the needs of our customers, Meralco structured our organization so that focus can be given to each segment. This is to ensure that we can offer timely and relevant solutions matched with the needs of our customers. First, for residential, microbusiness, and local government accounts are all under home and microbiz segment, while for corporate and national government accounts, they are all under enterprise and national government, having a power requirement of 500 kilowatts and above. While for SMEs like you, you're being served by our segment, which is Meralco Biz Partners, having a power requirement of 5 to 499 kilowatts. Meralco is more than just a power distribution company. Our goal is to enable business owners achieve and sustain business success. We also play a proactive role in helping businesses operate efficiently and grow, with or without pandemic. Now that we got that covered, in the next few minutes, we will talk about the power supply chain and the different sections of the Meralco bill. Present today are a mix of biz, microbiz, and residential customers. If there is a difference in bill presentment for either biz, microbiz, or residential customers, allow us to go through this with you. Simulan na po natin with who are the stakeholders of the power supply chain and what they do. There are four major players in our power supply chain. First, we have the generation companies. These are the power plants that produce and supply electricity through contracts within a distribution utility company like Meralco, or for contestable customers through WESM or wholesale electricity spot market. Once electricity is generated, the high voltage power is transferred from the generation companies to substation of different distribution utilities or DUs. The National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP, is the only transmission company in our country. From here, distribution utilities will deliver the electricity from the transmission facility to its customers. Meralco and other cooperatives found in different provinces in our country are considered DUs. And lastly, customers like you who purchase electricity from DUs. Now that we understand the power supply chain, we can go over the different components of the electric bill. While there are many players in the power industry, they don't collect bills from you separately. It is the job of the distribution company like Meralco to collect all of these charges from you, but note that not everything goes to Meralco. Out of the 100%, almost 53% of the electric bill goes to the generation companies, 10% for transmission, and 17% for taxes and other charges, and only 20% goes to Meralco. Now that we understand the components of the bill, let us now take a closer look at the sections of your electric bill. As flashed in the screen, this is how new Meralco bill looks like. Let's zoom in further to understand each section. First and foremost, you cannot miss the blue box in the upper hand corner of the bill. This includes the customer account number, or CAN, the company name or customer name, the bill amount, and the due date of your bill. Medyo may kalakihan po ang peso sa example natin because this is more relevant to biz customers. For microbiz and residential customers po, the peso amount will be smaller, but generally, itong information pa din po ang makikita ninyo sa blue box. On the left portion naman po of the bill, you will see the bill summary, which contains rate classification, the bill demand, meter readings, and the actual consumption for the month. Now, if you notice po, I mentioned bill demand. For this example, you will see that bill demand is 609.36 kilowatt. Ito po ay charge lamang para sa mga biz customers. For microbiz and residential customers po, they are only billed for their actual consumption. So for this section, microbiz and residential customers won't see the line items for bill demand and load factor. Now, you might be wondering what are the different rate classifications. This includes the following. First are the residential services. These are basically households. Second are the general services A, which are commercial establishments with less than 5 kilowatt contracted capacity. Next are the general services B, on the other hand, are commercial and industrial electric service with demand of between 5 kilowatt and 39 kilowatt contracted capacity. While if your customer type is general power, this would mean you are a commercial or industrial electric service with 40 kilowatt and up contracted capacity. I think for PABA's admin accounts, they are all under general power rate, since their contracts are more than 40 kilowatt and under commercial electric service. Next, we have the kilowatt hour rate. This rate refers to the effective cost per kilowatt within the month. This is computed as total bill amount divided by the actual consumption. For biz customers, this rate is affected by the generation charge, energy demand, load and power factor, which we will go through one by one in the next succeeding slides. While for microbiz and residential customers like you, the increase or decrease in rate is affected by generation charge adjustments only. On this section naman po, we will also see the bill date or when was your bill generated, the bill demand in kilowatt. This is only applicable to biz customers and shows either the minimum or the actual demand in kilowatt, whichever is higher. The current and previous reading reflected in your electric meter. And finally, your actual consumption in kilowatt hour, which shows the total electricity consumption registered in your meter for the current bill period. The computation and how we can identify the actual consumption is by subtracting the current reading to the previous reading. The next section for discussion is the monthly consumption bar graph. This bar graph shows up to 24 months of consumption, comparing it with previous year's usage. This will help you identify how different you consume energy by month. This next portion naman po tries to explain your consumption even further. This presentment is for biz customers only. Allow me to discuss the portion for microbiz and residential in the next slide. The first item compares your consumption versus this month and the previous billing period. We can see from the example that the business consumed 5% more than what was consumed in the last billing period. Next, we will compare your actual demand versus your minimum billing demand. Let's define what these are first. Demand pertains to the power or electricity that you need to start the motors of different equipment, while the minimum billing demand is the electrical load requirement specified within your contract and is billed to you every month regardless of how much power you've used. The minimum billing demand is like an internet data plan. Even if you don't use up the data allocated for your plan, you still need to pay a minimum monthly service fee. Now, knowing all of this, we go back to what you see in your monthly bill. As mentioned, your actual demand is compared to your minimum billing demand. If your demand is consistently below minimum, you are not maximizing the facilities installed for your business. If actual demand consistently exceeds the minimum, overloading may be happening, and you may experience electrical facility problems. In both cases po, we can use this to assess if you need to update your contracted capacity. And lastly, we see your power factor. The power factor measures how efficient you are in using your electricity. If this is closer to 100%, the more efficient your machines and operations. Para naman po sa micro-biz and residential customers, mas simple po makikita nila sa portion na ito. This bill is a sample for micro-biz and residential bill. First, makikita nyo ang comparison of the current bill versus the previous billing period, as well as the comparison with the same period last year. For this example, the micro-biz and residential customer has consumed 8% higher versus the previous month, and 35% higher than the same period last month. Micro-biz and residential customers will also be shown their typical consumption. Malalaman po nila dito kung ano yung average monthly consumption nila para sa last 12 months, also yung average daily consumption, at yung average daily cost para sa billing period. On this section naman po of the bill, all Meralco customers will see how their consumption impacts the environment. The registered power usage is translated to the equivalent greenhouse gas emissions caused by your energy consumption, and the number of mature trees needed to offset the impact of these greenhouse gas emissions. Sabi nga po nila, let's all help preserve our environment. At the bottom part naman po of the bill, you can simply scan your QR code or barcode for each payment via authorized payment channels. For biz customers, included here is a reminder to submit BIR Form 2307 and or BIR Form 2306 for CWT and or FWB deduction. Ito po ay yung mga customers na enrolled as authorized withholding agent or AWA, wherein they were included on the list of BIR who are authorized to withhold 2% tax. And since tapos na po tayo sa section sa first page ng ating bill, let's proceed to the back of the bill. The upper left section shows the detailed record of your last 6 payment transactions. Any unpaid bills will also be seen in the next portion. And for the last section of the bill, you will see how your bill was computed. For all customers po, this section contains the basic details of your service. It shows your service ID number or SIN, the contract holder or the account name, and your service address. Now, for biz customers, since you are billed for your consumption and demand, you will see this bar graph that shows how your consumption, demand, and other charges contributes to your bill. And tying everything together, since we started this presentation talking about the different layers of the power supply chain and how only 20% of your monthly bill goes to Meralco, let's discuss the different charges that contributes to your bill. First is the generation charge, which is paid to the generation companies or to WESM or wholesale electricity spot market based on your kilowatt hour consumption. Second is the transmission charge, which is the cost of delivering electricity from generation companies to a substation of Meralco. The transmission charge is paid to NGCP or National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, which is the sole transmission service provider of our country. Third, we have the distribution charge, which goes to Meralco. This is the cost for the development, construction, and maintenance of our distribution facilities. For biz customers, their distribution charge also includes the demand charge, which is based on the actual kilowatt demand or the guaranteed minimum billing demand or GMBD, whichever is higher, and the energy charge, which is based from kilowatt hour consumption. All Meralco customers will be charged a metering charge. This is for the cost of reading, operating, and maintaining power metering facility. Next is the supply charge. This is the cost of rendering service to customers such as billing, collection, customer assistance, and other associated services. And again, specific to biz, we also have the power factor adjustment. It was mentioned that the higher your power factor, the more efficient your operations. If your power factor is higher than 85%, you can get a 0.7% discount in every point higher than 85%. However, if your power factor is lower than 85%, you will get a surcharge of 1.4% in every point away from 85%. On this slide naman po, it shows that subsidies is also part of the billing components and computation of Meralco bill. Let's discuss further the lifeline rate on the next slide. Lifeline rate refers to the subsidized rate given to a qualified low-income electricity utility customer who are financially unable to pay their electricity bills at full cost. As defined under Section 4 of Republic Act 9136 or the Electric Power Industry Reform Act of 2001 or EPIRA, the lifeline rate is a socialized pricing mechanism in the form of percentage discount levels that were set by the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC. The ERC sets a maximum monthly electricity consumption or the lifeline consumption threshold for qualified Meralco customers. Currently, the lifeline consumption threshold to receive the lifeline rate is 100 kilowatt-hour per month. This may still change subject to ERC guidelines. The lifeline discount rate or percentage discount is applied to the sum of generation, transmission, system loss, distribution, supply, and metering charges, and also other charges as may be approved by the ERC for the month, and depends on kilowatt-hour consumption brackets as shown in the table on this slide. On the other hand, customers with consumption above 100 kilowatt-hour and who are not qualified for the lifeline discount rate are imposed a higher distribution charge and are required to provide a lifeline subsidy. And lastly, for all customers po ito, the last part of the computation includes taxes and other universal charges that goes to the government and other entities. And with that, this is where we end our discussion about understanding Meralco bill. I hope this clarifies how you are billed and what is presented in your monthly bill. For our next topic po, we will discuss with you the updates on lifeline rate for condominium dwellers, which I think makaka-relate po si Paba dito. Allow me to share with you the details provided on our next slide. For this slide, ang question po is, ano nga po ba ang amended lifeline rate? We know na hindi po lahat ng consumers or customers ni Meralco ay alam po kung anong ibig sabihin ng lifeline rate. So here are the answers po. First, under the Republic Act 11552, the Implementing Rules and Regulations or IIR were promulgated through a joint resolution signed by Department of Energy, the Energy Regulatory Commission, and Department of Social Welfare Development. Next is, it is amended to enhance the definition of the kind of customers who can avail of the lifeline rate. And lastly, the purpose is to ensure a fair and equitable implementation of the lifeline subsidy among qualified marginalized electricity end users. Under the most recent rules, the following are not qualified to apply for lifeline rate. First are the customers residing in condominiums or subdivision projects, excluding projects and programs of the government certified by the LGU or relevant authorities. Second are the customers who avail the net metering services, except those deemed qualified under Section 15 of net metering rules. Third are the customers whose consumption is below 100 kilowatt-hour, but are neither four-piece beneficiaries nor living below the poverty line. And lastly, the customers who are in violation of Republic Act number 7832 or Anti-Electricity and Electric Transmission Lines Materials Pilferage Act of 1994. For this slide po, I will present to you the impact in your bill, whether you are a lifeline or not a lifeline customer. For our first example po, is when you have 0 kilowatt-hour consumption. If you are a lifeline customer, you will be billed by 5.64 pesos, while if you are not a lifeline customer, you will be billed by 24.07 pesos, having a difference between the two amounting to 18.43 pesos. For the next example naman po is when you have 20 kilowatt hour consumption. If you are a Lifeline customer, you will be billed by 8.10 pesos. While if you are not a Lifeline customer, you will be billed by 250.35 pesos, having a difference between the two amounting to 242.25 pesos. Based on our examples po, we expect na ito po ang magiging impact sa bill ng ating mga customers who are residing in a condominium building. So, ano nga po ba ang ginawang actions ni Meralco in order to inform the customers about the updates on lifetime rate for residential customers? First, Meralco released communications for property management offices and building admins to equip them with information on lifetime rate so they can address concerns of their condominium residents and direct them to the appropriate Meralco channels for further inquiries. Also, this includes Viber announcements and reminders about the implementation of the updated lifetime rate guidelines, and an email with a poster layout on the lifetime rate guidelines that may be printed and posted in their properties. On this slide po, you will see the samples of different communication channels released for residential customers. First is the FB post or social media post, the FAQs that you can see via Meralco website, the bill ad wherein last May 2023, Meralco released lifetime rate updates on bill ad na makikita po sa harap ng billing ninyo. Next is the SMS blast, and lastly, via print ad. Lastly, where can affected customers find more information? To know more, your residents and unit owners may feel free to visit our website via the link provided on the screen, or they can PM us directly on the FB Messenger of Meralco. I think po, this is the last slide of my presentation na. I hope all our attendees are now well informed regarding the power supply chain, the details of their Meralco bill, and the updates with lifetime rate customers. Thank you everyone for listening and have a great day. Back to you, Gian.
Thank you very much, Mr. Espinosa. Now we have a better understanding of the different bill components. For those of you who may want a copy of Mr. Espinosa's presentation, a recording of this webinar will be uploaded on the Meralco website. It will be shared with all our registered attendees once the link is available. Also, if you have comments or questions on our presentations, please go ahead and type them on the Q&A tab now. We will address them during our panel discussion later in the program. Meanwhile, it's time to play a quick trivia challenge. We will be asking a question based on Mr. Espinosa's presentation. Just type in your answer in the chat box. Whoever sends the correct answer ahead of everyone will win a special prize. So listen up. Here now is our first trivia question. In the components of the Meralco bill, what percent goes to Meralco? Again, in the components of the bill, what percentage goes to Meralco? Go ahead and type in your answer in the chat box. And the correct answer to our trivia question is 20%. The winner for this trivia question will be announced by the end of the program. Good luck to everyone. For our next presentation, our guest speaker will be sharing with us some valuable and helpful energy efficiency solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for our customer service engineer from Meralco, Mr. Don Evans.
Thank you, Gian. A pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. Allow me to share my screen. Again, good day. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Engineer Don Marvin Evans, Customer Service Engineer assigned in Meralco, España and Tutuban Business Centers. We know that businesses are already facing a lot of challenges in terms of managing their expenses and operations. While there are many things we can control, we would like to assure you that Meralco is here to help you in managing your day-to-day energy consumption. Today, I will be discussing solutions to help you conserve energy and be energy efficient. So let's start. For businesses, managing consumption is critical not just during the summer, but also the whole year around. Managing the energy consumption of your business can be easy if you understand how it is done. To help you manage your energy, you can apply the energy management pyramid. For my presentation, I will be focusing on the first three levels of the energy pyramid, which are energy assessment, energy conservation, and energy efficiency. The first step provides an opportunity to evaluate how your business uses energy before identifying and implementing measures. It is recommended to conduct an energy audit to help you understand your situation more completely and set priorities. Offering the best return on investment, energy conservation largely entails behavioral and operational practices at no or minimal cost. This usually involves controlling the consumption of your appliances and equipment, and everyone in the organization must be committed to practicing this. If energy conservation is not enough to meet your goals, you can move up to the third level, which is energy efficiency. This level will require you to invest on your innovative technologies to reduce energy use. So let's begin with energy assessment. When you do your energy assessment, you may refer to the PDCA cycle method, which stands for plan, do, check, and act. It is a continuous problem-solving and improvement process to help you achieve your energy management goals and objectives. First is plan. You need to understand the energy consumption of your business by setting your targets and creating a draft action plan. The second step is to do it by implementing your plan. You need to cascade the plan to the rest of the organization to ensure everyone is aligned. Next, you need to check and review your performance. Was my consumption reduced? Did I meet my targets and objectives? Revise your plan as needed, and you may also conduct energy audits with the help of our subsidiary partners, MSERV. Lastly, you need to act on the corrective improvement plans based on your review. Revisit your priorities to ensure that it contributes significantly to reaching your goals. The next tier is energy conservation. For this tier, I will be discussing tips based on behavioral and operational practices. On this part, this is mostly on the proper practices on your day-to-day activities. First tip of energy conservation is by setting up a schedule for turning off appliances and equipment. It is highly recommended to turn off appliances pag di naman ginagamit. Halimbawa, for offices, need natin i-shutdown at i-unplug ang mga computers after office hours para makasave tayo ng around 82 pesos per day. For air-conditioned units naman, pwede na natin ito i-switch off before the end of work operations para magamit pa natin ang natitirang lamig kahit naka-off na ito. By doing this, we can save up to 6% per day. Also, during lunch break, there is no need to turn off your ACUs, lalo na sandaling oras lang naman tayo sa period na ito. By doing these practices, it will lead to an increase of your consumption by 35%. Pero it is a different case pag sa lightings. It is better to turn off your lights during lunch break and you may get savings. For the office pantry naman, we need to unplug water dispensers after office hours to generate as much as 47% savings. Kung may refrigerator naman tayo, may mga times na hindi naman gaano kapuno ito, shifting the thermostats from high to mid setting will give you up to 49% savings. Next is minimizing the usage of elevators. Let's encourage employees to take the stairs if just going 1 or 2 levels above or below their current location, rather than using an elevator. This way, it can help reduce the frequency of elevator usage, which also equivalent to reducing your energy consumption. Also, for bigger businesses or offices na may more than 1 elevators, maximizing the use of one, especially pag off-peak hours or yung time na wala na masyadong taong gumagamit, this will result to saving and to your consumption. For appliances and equipment naman such as ECU, CCTV, UPS, it is better to follow proper preventive maintenance schedule. Usually, it is quarterly, and monthly naman for fire protection system and mechanical doors. Doing this will prolong lifespan of this equipment and make them safer and more convenient to use. Next, we move on tier 3 or energy efficiency. Dito naman, it will involve investing on energy efficient technology. For areas na bihira puntahan or may minimal activities like yung CR, hallways, stairways, you can install motion sensors and dimmers on your lighting to reduce your consumption. They automatically turn and off your light pag na-detect na may movement. Nabibili ito commonly sa local hardwares natin sa mga malls at meron din through online and hindi naman siya ganong kamahalan. For big businesses, you can install a building management system to manage and monitor a facility's mechanical, electrical, and electromechanical services such as electricity, lighting, pumping station, elevators, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, as well as physical access control. Through this, mas malalaman mo how you consume, and it is a big help on planning your energy conservation practices. Through this, you can also set a realistic targets in reducing your consumption. We have different types of cooling systems to choose from depending on building size. For residential and small businesses, you can use a single split type ACUs. It is cost efficient on the installation because it's much easier to install. For bigger residential buildings with multiple rooms and commercial buildings like schools, restaurants, and KTVs naman, you can have installed a multi-head split system. In this setup, you can connect multiple indoor units to one outdoor unit. For large and multi-level buildings naman, you can also consider investing in energy or heat recovery ventilators, which are designed to recycle and reuse up to 80% of the heating and cooling energy contained in exhaust air. These machines will help condition the temperature and relative humidity of your facility, thus helping your air condition not to work as hard, minimizing your energy consumption. For small scale of ACUs, I think you are more familiar with this type of hub window type and split type ACUs. Each has its pros and cons. Window type ACUs are cheaper and easier to maintain as well. Hindi rin complicated ang process of installation ito, but these types are designed for smaller areas. Also, you need a hole in the wall para malagyan ng aircon ng type na ito. Single split type ACUs naman are more slick at magandang tignan. Although mas complicated ang process of installation nito, hindi mo need magbutas sa wall at masira ang aesthetic ng room. Pero you need to allot a space for its outdoor unit. It is more expensive to buy and to maintain. Tayo mga Pinoy, di ba, hanggang gumagana ang appliances ginagamit natin. Pinalaki kasi tayo na nasanay na hindi nagtatapon ng gamit, lalo na pag gumagana pa yung appliances. Pero we have to understand that older units are less efficient and are more expensive to maintain. Also, maraming new technologies appliances emerging in the market. One is inverter technology and yung mga built-in smart features. Yung nako-connect mo na sa Wi-Fi at nako-control mo na yung paggamit through apps on your phone. With just few things, digital thermostats can automatically regulate the temperature in your house or workplace. For example, if you put the setting at 25 degrees Celsius, the digital thermostats manages the temperature around what it is set. To sum up everything what we discussed, these are the energy management processes that you can apply in your business. First, we conduct energy assessment, then we practice energy conservation, then we make use of energy efficient technology. Here are the key takeaways of our presentation. Number one, energy is controllable and measurable resource. Second, anything you can measure, you can manage and control. Third, we are energy efficient if we could do more with less. Fourth, some energy efficiency measures do not require cost. And lastly, energy efficiency should be a way of life. I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening. Back to you, Gian.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evans. Your presentation will greatly help our customers towards their sustainability goals through energy management and efficiency. Once again, to get a copy of Mr. Evans' presentation, a recording of this webinar will be uploaded on the Meralco website. The link will be shared with our attendees as soon as it is available. If you have questions for Mr. Evans, please send them in through our Q&A tab. In the meantime, here's another trivia challenge lifted from the presentation of Mr. Evans. Again, be ready to type in your answer in the chat box. Here's our trivia question number 2. In which level of energy management pyramid are you asked to implement behavioral and operational practices? Clue for this one, hindi kailangan gumastos sa tier na ito. Go ahead and type in your answer now. First one to send the correct answer wins a prize. And the correct answer to our trivia question is energy conservation. Once again, thank you for your participation. We will announce the winner by the end of the program. For our next presentation, our guest speaker will be sharing with us Meralco's ongoing programs for bills and payment management. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for our Biz Partner Manager from Meralco, Mr. Arnel Huit.
Thank you, Gian, for the introduction. Let me first present my slide. Okay, once again, welcome for the forum. I am Engineer Arnold Witt from Meralco Beast Partner. First of all, I would like to thank our attendees and participants for giving us an opportunity to share and impart with you the programs and services of Meralco for your bill management. Without further ado, mag-start po tayo. What you're seeing here is the energy management pyramid. We have here 5 tiers. The first 3 pyramid is already presented by Engineer Don Evans. So for this presentation, allow me to focus on the top 2 levels of energy management pyramid, which are again the energy programs and renewable energy. Now let us focus on the 4th level. The 4th level of energy management pyramid is about Meralco's programs and services that can help further manage your consumption. For our reliable and future-ready energy solutions that can help support your requirements, whether that is savings, increasing productivity, promoting environmental sustainability, or all of them at the same time. Now let us discuss those programs. Here are some of the programs and services that we offer. We have the Power Consult, Power Factor Adjustment. We have also the Power Match, Meralco Online, and payment options. Now let us go through each of these programs for better understanding. We will start with Power Consult. As mentioned po, lahat ng Meralco customers pwede mag-avail ng free Power Consult. To help you with power needs, we can assist you from service application to expansion and other technical concerns. With Power Consult, we can provide free energy consultancy for your existing services, which we'll dwell further on later. From there, we may guide you in your business expansion plans. For instance, if your business is growing, we may assess with your site assessment. We may also check if your intended sites are ready for distribution facilities. We can also provide you cost estimate for service application, including your service bill deposit. And on top of this, we also entertain other technical questions that you may have. Again, all of these are included in our free power consultation, and we are very eager to help and assist you with your business decisions. We can also assist you on power factor adjustment. Depending on your power factor, if it is above 85%, you can get a discount. However, if your power factor is lower than 85%, you will also get a surcharge of 1.4% for every point away from 85%. What you see in the slide is a sample discount computation for having above 85% power factor. To compute the total discount, it is simply subtracting the actual power factor load, which is 98.6, minus the 85% actual ideal power factor. You will then have a difference of 13.6%. You will multiply this with a multiplier of 0.7. Therefore, you will have a discount multiplier of 0.0952. Then if you multiply this discount multiplier with your distribution charge, which is 8,053.43, you will have a discount of 766.69 pesos. We also provide power match for services. When Meralco-based customers, electric service an electric plant is required. This will be the difference for computing the electrical load requirements specified within the contract. We will then design a system and allocate facilities to serve your power requirements. Customers are charged monthly for these allocated facilities and power supply, regardless of how much power they use. It's like having an internet data plan. Even if you don't use the plan allocated for your plan, you still pay the minimum monthly service fee. In electricity, this is called the GMBD, or Guaranteed Minimum Billing Demand. If you contracted more power than you actually need, you will not be able to maximize the facilities installed for your business. So you end up paying for more. If you're contract less naman than what you actually need, you expose your business to a number of safety risks, as our facilities may get overloaded. Having the right contract size allows you to optimize your spending while ensuring safe and continuous operation. So it is important to discuss with us to ensure that your contract is matched with your business requirements. Now, assuming na nakapag-consult na po kayo sa amin at ngayon alam niyo na po yung electrical needs, we can ensure the most ideal scenario for your business where you are billed on your actual demand. Let's refer to this table as an example. Let's say your current GMBD is 300 kilowatt. Your highest demand is 79 kilowatts and your current demand is 65 kilowatts. Para makompute natin yung actual saving for the time na adjust natin yung GMBD from 300 kilowatts to 50 kilowatts, isubtract lang natin yung dating GMBD, which is 300 kilowatts, sa 65 kilowatts, which is the current demand. The difference will be 235 kilowatt. And if you multiply this with a multiplier of 232.2 pesos per kilowatt, you will have an estimated savings of 54,567 per month. Another service available for our customers in Meralco is Meralco Online. Now, you might be wondering, what is Meralco Online? Well, it is a digital platform that allows customers to access their account and transact with Meralco anytime, anywhere, from any device from the comfort of your smartphone. You can also view your bills and monitor your consumptions. If you have multiple branches or stores, you can sign up all and see the bills via online. You can also subscribe to paperless billing. Pero hindi lang po for bill management ang Meralco Online. Pwede nyo rin gamitin ito to apply for service, pay bills, report brownouts, or inquire or give feedback. I myself monitor our own energy consumption patterns using the Meralco mobile app. It is a very convenient way to monitor all my Meralco accounts. Now, how to sign up for Meralco Online? First, you must have a Meralco bill ready. Any past 6 months bill will do. Then access the Meralco Online via website or Meralco mobile app. Click sign, create a new account, then enter the necessary information. Then agree with the terms and conditions and click register. Diba ganun kadali lang? For our business customers, kindly wait for Meralco Biz Partners to get in touch with you and guide you to the next step of the registration. Next we have here is the option for settling your bills. For convenience, we also offer automatic payment arrangement through our banks or credit card. An automatic payment is a convenient way to avoid long lines at our authorized payment centers and most importantly, avoid missed due dates. To enroll, you may contact our bank partners. A reminder then, when paying your bills via our payment partners, huwag kalimutan ang mga sumusunod. Overdue bills are not accepted. Overdue bills can be settled to any Meralco business centers. Also, bring a copy of your bill when paying, and of course, you need a customer account number or CAN to be able to pay. For earlier, we discussed energy programs, which is at tier 4. If all other levels of energy management are still not enough for your business, you can move up to the tier of the pyramid, which is all about the use of renewable energy, or what we call RE. RE is energy efficient because it uses natural resources such as light, wind, water, and geothermal heat to generate electricity without relying on fossil fuels. As such, does not include the harmful emissions. One sample of RE is solar power. Solar power is one of the most common RE resources because it relies on the energy of the sun, which is basically present everywhere in the world. Through PV or photovoltaic technology, sun is converted to electricity through the use of solar panels. As long as the sun is shining, solar energy will be available for use. Marami nang mag-solar panels ngayon. And if you're interested to invest in this, you may reach out to us and we can refer to you to our subsidiary Spectrum. Now, to maximize the benefit of your solar panels and to ensure na safe ang installation nyo at ang business nyo, it is important that you inform Meralco about it and sign up to net metering or zero export. If your business will use up all the solar energy that you will generate, then sign up to zero export. Pero if may energy kayo from your solar panels, sign up to net metering para you can export the excess energy to Meralco grid at mabigyan pa namin kayo ng bill credits. Now, we have partnered with all and helped a lot of business owners like you, and we hope to partner with you. These are just some of our many partners with success stories achieved through Meralco partnership. If you want to consult with us and learn more about our service, you can visit our website and email us through our hotline. Allow us to help you bounce back and grow your business with Meralco Biz. And I hope that the service we shared with you today will inspire you to collaborate with us so we can power a brighter tomorrow for your business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Huit. Our audience this afternoon are now more familiar with the Meralco programs and services for bill management that best suit their needs and convenience. Here we go now with our third trivia question from Mr. Huit's presentation. So once again, everyone, kindly focus your attention on the third trivia question. So who might know, you might win a prize this afternoon. Our third trivia question is, name one of the programs and services for bill management. Again, name one of the programs and services for bill management. I think this was the major slides of Mr. Huit earlier. Go ahead and type in your answer now. Okay, I can see answers coming in the chat. You can send more. Feel free, baka swertehin kayo this afternoon. Who might know? Okay. And the correct answers to our question are, we have power consult, power factor adjustment, power match, Meralco online, and automatic payment arrangement. So isa lang sa answers na ito ang kailangan, and then you'll win a prize later. Okay. Thank you so much for your active participation. Please stay tuned as our trivia winners will be announced before the end of our program. So make sure you're here until the end of the program. Our next guest speaker comes from the biggest and widest multi-channel payment platform in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for our territory head from Bayad, Ms. Jacqueline Lee.
Thank you, Gian. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jacqueline Lee, OIC Area Head for Regional Operations Management of Bayad Center. Let me share my slide. Again, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present to you today. Bayad, that is who we are. Formerly known as Bayad Center, the organization started the business 26 years ago. We pioneered the outsourced payment collection service in the Philippines, catering to the clamor of Meralco customers who are looking for alternative bills payment options aside from the Meralco business centers. We take pride in being able to listen and understand the different Filipino pain points and behavior pagdating sa bills payment. Why Bayad? Bayad is the pioneer and most trusted brand when it comes to bills payment in the Philippines. And we have been consistently recognized as top collecting payment partners by both private and government institutions. Also, we have onboarded over 800 biller brands covering services such as electricity and water utilities, cable and internet, government contributions, loan payments, school tuition, online shopping, insurance, and many more. Bayad is now able to collect an average of 12 million monthly transactions with over 200,000 physical touchpoints and over 395,000 digital subscribers. All this has also been made possible as our partners continued to trust and rely on Bayad's robust system. Bayad Center. As time goes by, dumadami na po ang middle class na Filipinos and we are always in a hurry to do things. So yung mga nanay at tatay natin, lolo at lola, they've been used to paying their bills over the counter. Bago pumasok ng opisina, dadaan yan muna sa isang payment center or bago umuwi, dadaan muna para magbayad and that's where bayad centers come in. Madalas itong sinasabay na natin yung pagbayad ng bills sa pag-grocery, sa pag-shopping, and even sa pagkuha ng mga remittance from abroad. We've enabled more than 200,000 touchpoints. So when you pay your bills in Robinson, Palawan Pawn Shop, Cebuana Lulier, Western Union outlets, payment machines such as TouchPay and Pay and Go, and many others, all of them are powered by Bayad. Now, for most of our new generation, where millennials are very much tech savvy, Bayad has begun empowering and partnering with leading mobile and digital providers in processing bills payment. So as you pay your bills through online banking or via GCash or PayMaya, and even through Lazada, all of these are powered by Bayad. Moreover, there was a time years back when our OFWs are facing challenges with their families' gastusin. What is the most effective and convenient way to pay and settle their families' monthly bills in the Philippines while they are away? Sometimes, the money intended to pay the bills get to be spent away for other unintended matters if they send it to their family. Nagagastos nila yung perang pinadala sa ibang hindi gaano importanteng mga bagay. This is why Bayad Online was born. Bayad Online caters to OFWs who want to pay their bills directly from abroad. OFW problem solved. During the pandemic, when quarantine had been strictly implemented, we have limited access outside our homes. So to address this issue, Bayad created the Bayad app and Bayad Ascenso. Bayad agents address the pain point of not having to travel anymore for long hours or go to the main city or to the central commercial area just to pay bills. With Bayad app and through our Bayad agents, hindi mo na kailangan pang lumayo. Just within your neighborhood, like sa tindahan, sa tapat ng iyong bahay, o sa kanto, pwede ka na magbayad ng bills. So for every type of payment behavior, laging nandyan si Bayad, or you can buy it all. Why Bayad? Now, you may ask, where the opportunity comes in. Bayad can help you put up your payment kiosks in your property establishments through the deployment of our self-service payment machine. Moreover, we can also help you create opportunities for your residents to become Bayad agents. Usually, sila po yung mga small businesses sa mga commercial buildings or sa ground floor ng mga condominium buildings natin, like mini groceries or convenience stores, canteen, water refilling station, laundry shop, and many other businesses. For our self-service kiosk, here are the benefits that you can get. One-stop shop, wherein bills payment or e-load and top-ups are accepted 24/7. Convenience wherein plug and play, added convenience for payment collection. Real-time din po ang posting ng ating payment when you pay using our self-service kiosks. It's also secure and reliable and well monitored by Network Operations Center. Also, it provides the receipt that you need after paying your bills. For the specs, the overall dimension and weight should be the height of 1,350 millimeters, depth with 320 millimeters, and width with 360 millimeters. For the power supply, 110 volts to 220 volts, and then out with 12 volts. For Benny printer, 110 volts, 220 volts, and 12 volts for the app. For the connectivity, you need the LAN or the Wi-Fi for the connection. For footprint, less than 1 square meter would be enough. Now let us go over on how we do onboard our Bayad agents. In the business feature of Bayad app, we've embedded the Bayad Ascenso. It is an interface that Bayad agents will be able to navigate gamit lamang ang kanilang mobile device like cell phone or tablets. Requirements are simple. They must have an existing business, like the ones I've mentioned earlier, and a reliable and stable internet connection. Once the agent is activated, your residents can now directly pay their bills as they go through their respective errands. And as building administrators, you can lead as master agent, guiding your MSMEs residents as sub-agents, and here, you can earn a percentage of their total earnings. Now, how can your MSMEs residents register as Bayad agents? They simply have to download and upgrade the Bayad app, tap the business icon in the dashboard, and tap the Bayad Ascenso, which will redirect them to the registration. As a whole, Bayad is here to help you empower your communities by providing more payments options and additional source of income. And if you may ask why choose Bayad, well, I've discussed everything now. So that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. For the opportunities mentioned, please feel free to share with us if you have any question. That's all for me. Let me get back to you to Gian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lee. Indeed, Bayad has various payment solutions to provide convenience to its customers. And here we go now with one of the exciting portions of our webinar this afternoon. This is your last chance to win a prize this afternoon. Here we go now with our fourth and last trivia question from Ms. Lee's presentation. Our trivia question is, give at least one payment solution that Bayad can offer. Again, give at least one payment solution that Bayad can offer. So just one from among the many solutions that were mentioned earlier by Ms. Lee. I can see answers coming up. All right. So the answer to our last trivia question are, we have Bayad Center over the counter, Bayad Online, Bayad app, and Bayad agent. So you just need to get one of these four solutions, and then you'll win a special prize for whoever came in first for the answers. So thank you for your participation. Please stay tuned as our trivia winners will be announced before the end of the program. And with that, I believe our attendees have already posted some comments and questions directed to our resource speakers. This brings us now to our panel discussion. Let us call back our speakers, Mr. Benedict Espinosa, Mr. Don Evans, Mr. Arnold Huit, and Ms. Jacqueline Lee. Good afternoon once again to our distinguished speakers. Our audience have been very attentive, and we've seen questions coming in. Medyo dumarami na sila, so prepare yourselves, guys. So without further ado, let's proceed with the first question. The first question is intended for Mr. Benedict Espinosa. So the question reads, can you discuss more about how to improve power factor? Again, the question for Mr. Benedict Espinosa, can you discuss more about how to improve power factor? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Gian. And thank you also for the wonderful question from one of our beloved attendees. The question is, how to improve the power factor? To improve power factor po, you need to determine the root cause of the bad power factor. When dealing with inductive current, adding power factor correction capacitors to your facilities is one common solution. Power factor capacitors do require regular inspection and recommended preventive maintenance. But under normal conditions po, they will operate without trouble for many years. You can check po with your known suppliers of capacitor banks in the market like one of our subsidiary, CMServe, wherein they supply, install, and maintain capacitor banks. I hope I was able to answer with clarity the question of our beloved customer. Thank you, and I am returning the spotlight to you again, Gian.
Thank you, Mr. Benedict. So definitely, I guess our audience are interested with with the improvement of power factor since they can get benefits from this one. So thank you. We now proceed with our second question from our audience. The second question is intended for Mr. Don Evans. The question reads, we have been offered by solar PV from some suppliers, and they mentioned that this can give us savings. Can you help us understand saan manggagaling ang savings? Again, the question for Mr. Don Evans, we have been offered by a solar PV from some suppliers, and they mentioned that this can give us savings. Can you help us understand saan manggagaling ang savings? Go ahead, Sir Don.
Thank you, Gian, and thank you for that wonderful question. Let me explain. Initially, yung energy stored sa solar facility natin ay directly connected sa load side facilities, wherein yung magsusupply sa mga equipment natin ay yung energy stored dun sa solar PV. While yung excess energy na hindi nagagamit sa equipment, mapupunta yun dun sa grid natin. Yun yung ibabawas ni Meralco sa consumption ni customer na nagiging savings. Sa amin sa Meralco, meron kaming subsidiary partner na si Spectrum. Pwede niya kayong tulungan or yung company niyo, pwede niyong tulungan for the solar installation and quotations. Yun po.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Don Evans, for that very insightful answer. So basically, sabi nga ni Mr. Evans, the big chunk of savings comes from the actual energy that's being used from the solar while you're not importing from Meralco. So thank you. And now for our third question, this is for Mr. Arnel Huit. The question reads, we wanted to explore auto payment arrangement. How do we proceed if we wish to enroll? Again, the question reads, we wanted to explore auto payment arrangement. How do we proceed if we wish to enroll? Go ahead, Sir Arnel.
Thank you, Gian. To answer that question, like I said in my presentation, if you want to enroll for APA payment, you can just contact your banks. So we have selected accredited bank partners like AUB, BDO, China Bank, PNB, RCBC, Robinson Bank, Security Bank, Union Bank. So you just contact them and tell them that if you want to apply for APA enrollment. So they will guide you and process your application for APA. Then once they have approved your application, the banks will notify us for enrollment for APA. So ganun lang po kadali. So you need to contact lang po yung banko niyo.
Okay, thank you, Sir Arnel. So definitely, we have various different payment options for our customers for their convenience. So guys, to our audience, keep the questions coming in. Marami po sila. They can answer your questions. We have time this afternoon. So we proceed with the fourth question. This is for Miss Jacqueline Lee of Bayad. So the question reads, I am interested to partner with Bayad. I hope we can discuss details with you. So basically, this is the request. I am interested to partner with Bayad. I hope we can discuss details with you. How do we proceed with this, Ms. Jackie? Please enlighten. Thank you.
Thank you, Gian. So let me answer that. If you want to be a Bayad partner, you may contact us. You may send email to franchising@bayad.com, and then we will discuss with you, schedule you with a briefing and presentation, so you may decide on whether what business would you want to engage or partners us with. It could be a Bayad franchise. We can discuss with the different models, and then we can recommend to you and do an ocular visit of your site that you would want to open, and or we can also refer you and open you as our Ascenso Bayad Ascenso agent or a master agent. So please email us, contact us through franchising@bayad.com, and then we'll schedule a briefing and presentation for you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Jackie, for enlightening us as well as our audience on how to partner with Bayad. So guys, as mentioned by Ms. Jackie, you can contact her at her provided email address, or you can course through as well, of course, with your Meralco Biz partners, and then we'll link you with Bayad. So keep the questions coming in, guys. We have still time, and we have another question. Let's proceed with the next question. This is for Mr. Benedict Espinosa. Kindly please let me know where can I find the discount when our power factor reaches 100%. Again, the question is, kindly please let me know where I can find the discount when our power factor reaches 100%. Go ahead, Sir Benedict.
Thank you again, Gian, for the question. Again, I repeat the question po, where can I find the discount when our power factor reaches 100%? So, on my previous presentation po, makikita po natin yung power factor discount sa likod po ng billing. At the back portion of the bill under the distribution section, wherein doon nyo po makikita kasama yung generation charge, demand charge, supply and metering charges. Then it follows po yung rate components. Sa rate components, makikita po natin doon yung power factor discount natin, including the dis true up. So makikita nyo po yung amount niya na naka-negative na yung value or yung amount because dineduct na po siya doon sa bill natin. That means po, yung makikita nyong full amount sa harap ng portion ng billing nyo is yun na po, nakabawas na po doon yung yung discount from the power factor. So again, sabi ko nga po, if your power factor is 85% and above, you're eligible for a discount of 1.4%. Ay, tama po, 1.4%. And kapag hindi naman, nasa 0.7% yung nag-on top sa bill. So yun po. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Benedict, for that insightful answer. So guys, you can see or you can find the power factor discounts on the back page of your bill. So basically, it's part of the bill components. And then, yeah, it's a good thing to monitor power factor as well, kasi at some point, we can also save with that. And then it improves the efficiency of the entire electrical system nyo. Okay. So we still have here a few more questions. Yung mga nahihiya pong magtanong, feel free to ask. Type them in the chat box. You can also PM us if you don't want everyone to see your question. Okay, for our next question, again for Mr. Benedict Espinosa. The question reads, I noticed that my latest bills, mas maliit ang actual kilowatt namin sa GMBD. Pwede ko ba downgrade agad? What is the process and requirements? Again, the question is about GMBD. The question reads, I noticed that my latest bills, mas maliit ang actual kilowatt namin sa GMBD. Pwede ko ba downgrade agad? What is the process and requirements? Go ahead, Sir Benedict, again.
Thank you again, Gian, for the question. So again, based on my presentation earlier, kapag yung actual demand po ninyo is mas mababa versus dun sa contract mo na GMBD or guaranteed minimum billing demand, you will be billed based on the GMBD. While if your actual demand is higher versus the GMBT contract, you will be billed by the actual demand. So kung if you notice po na mas mababa yung actual demand consumption mo versus dun sa GMBT contract mo, yes, it's technically feasible na pwede po nyo to i-apply for downgrade. Ito po yung diniscuss earlier sa presentation ni Engineer Arnel na about the power consult. So sa power consult, pwede na po kaming mag-advise sa inyo na yes, pwede nyo i-downgrade kasi hindi naman po nagmamatch yung actual demand consumption nyo versus dun sa GMBT contract. Ito na po yung tinatawag na contract right sizing. So pag ni-right size po natin yung kontrata nyo, on the next billing month, magre-reflect na po yung changes dun sa contract and then ma-appreciate nyo na po yung savings. Bababa na po yung bill nyo dito. So for the requirements naman po, you can send a formal letter request to us and then the valid ID of the contract owner, the account owner, and pwede na po namin gamitin yung historical consumption nyo as the basis na kung talaga bang hindi na nagagamit at full capacity yung GMBT contract nyo. Yun po. Thank you po.
All right. Thank you, Sir Benedict, for that detailed explanation. So just for you guys na hindi nakakalam what's GMBD. So basically, it's guaranteed minimum billing demand. So this is also one way that you can save from your monthly bill by right-sizing your contract, as mentioned by Engineer Espinosa. All right. For our next question, this is for Mr. Don Evans. The question reads, paano namin malalaman na qualified kami sa POP or if we can get savings from it? Again, the question reads, paano namin malalaman na qualified kami sa POP or if we can get savings from it? Go ahead, please, Sir Don.
Thank you, Gian. PICO-PIC stands for Pico-PIC application kay Meralco. With regards sa tanong kung paano siya magiging qualified, pwede po namin i-simulate yung actual bill nyo for the last 2 months to check if you will benefit from Pico-PIC. Aside from this, we can also advise you if there are certain ways you can shift your load or consumption during off-peak to maximize your savings. Once may simulation na po kami, we can tap you regarding this. Then we will proceed po dun sa next procedures regarding dito. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Don. So for you guys interested with the POP rate program or the peak of peak, just reach out to Mr. Don Evans or to your Meralco Biz partner so that they can further discuss how to apply and then the requirements for it. Okay, I think Mr. Espinosa would like to add to the answer of Mr. Don Evans to further elaborate the details of the POP. Go ahead, please, Sir Benedict.
Thank you, Gian. Thank you for allowing me na magdagdag po sa info or sa answer ni Engineer Don earlier. So, yung peak of peak, ano nga po ba yung peak of peak? At sino ba yung mga eligible customers na pwede mag-benefit sa POP? Kadalasan dito po yung mga customers na yung consumption nila or highest peak consumption nila is sa gabi. So, yung window hours po for peak of peak is from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. So if your consumption po is from 8 p.m. to 9 a.m., definitely you are eligible or feasible to apply for POP. Dahil mas mataas yung consumption mo sa gabi versus sa umaga. Pag po kasi sa peso per kilowatt hour, nasa 2 to 3 pesos ang difference na mas mataas yung consumption sa buong maghapon versus sa gabi na mas mababa ng 2 to 3 pesos po yung peso per kilowatt hour. So yun na po yung tinatawag na blended rate. Kaya kung upon simulation, makikita naman po namin kung hindi kayo nagbe-benefit, we will be honest with you na sasabihin po namin personally na as of now, hindi po kayo eligible or feasible to apply for POP. Unless if you're going to change your operations or business operation hours sa gabi. So one of our examples po dito is yung mga 24/7 nag-ooperate. Yung mga cold storage, hotels, entertainment KTVs or clubs. Yan po yung mga best example ng mga business customers namin na nagbe-benefit po from the peak of peak program. Yun po. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Benedict, for further elaborating the POP or the peak of peak. So once again, get in touch with your Meralco Biz partner for this one for further details, application, and then even for the simulation of savings. Okay, down to our next question. The next question is for Mr. Arnel Huit. The question reads, meron bang limit ang number of users sa Meralco Online? Again, the question reads, meron bang limit ang number of users sa Meralco Online?
Okay. Thank you, Gian. The answer for po dyan is yes. So ang maximum lang po na user per service is 2 users per service. However, kung gusto mo i-share yung account, best practice doon is to create a shared email to be used by multiple users sa same organization nyo. Ganun po. So, pwede po tayong i-share yung account po. Kaso lang gagamit ka ng separate email. Ganun. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Arnel. So, our audience right now are also interested with the Meralco Online. Sabi nga nila, Meralco at the touch of your fingertips, either sa phone or online or sa web. Yeah. So, you can do more with Meralco Online. So, just get in touch as well with your Meralco Biz partners so that you'll be granted access for the business accounts. Okay, we are now down to our last question for this afternoon. And then our last question is intended for Ms. Jacqueline Lee of Bayad. The question reads, which of the Bayad payment solutions is best for our industry, which is condo and commercial property developers? Again, the question is, which of the Bayad payment solutions is best for our industry, that is condo and commercial property developers? Go ahead, please, Ms. Jackie.
Thank you, Gian. To answer that question, for commercial businesses, we can recommend for you to get a Bayad franchise, or you can be one of our Bayad master agents, wherein you can get as much as many Bayad direct agents under your umbrella. Either which, you'll gain profit from it. For the franchise business, I can recommend for you to be a corporate partner, wherein minimal lang po yung inyong i-invest as your capital investment. Mas maliit yung inyong ilalabas na pera compared doon sa individual na franchise account. So, if mas marami po kayong sites or branches na bubuksan, I recommend for you to get a Bayad local corporate franchise package. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Jackie. So marami pala tayong options for the Bayad. So get in touch with Ms. Jackie of Bayad, or of course through us, your Meralco Biz partners. So once again, thank you very much to our speakers for their valuable insights. Friends, another round of virtual applause for Mr. Espinosa, Mr. Evans, Mr. Huit, and Ms. Lee. That was certainly a very informative discussion. We hope that this exchange was able to enlighten us all on how to understand the Meralco bill and help you explore some energy efficiency solutions for business enterprises. We also trust that through this webinar, you were able to learn the most suitable bills management and payment options for your own safety and convenience. For those of you who have questions that were not addressed during the Q&A session, we will be reaching out to you after the program. You may also encode your concern or request through our concerns form via the link posted in our chat box, or you may scan the QR code, which we are now flashing on screen. All right, for our QR code that where you can also lobby your concerns or requests. Okay, so there might have been just glitches with the QR code. Anyway, you can reach us through the form. All right, here's the QR code now. So you can take a screenshot of this one. You can scan it for your concerns, questions, or for you to be able to reach us at Meralco Biz. In case you have other power-related inquiries, you may reach out to our Biz partner managers through the channels being flashed on screen. So you can reach us through the website, through our email and through our business hotline 16210. Okay, that's it. At this point, we are now ready to announce the winners of our trivia challenge. So, ito na po yung masisipag mag-type kanina. Not just masisipag, but also magaling to answer correctly with the trivia questions. So, congratulations to the following. The names will be flashed on screen. Kindly, please. Sorry, we'll just be announcing pala. So, congratulations to Roland Manansala, Miguel Anthony Fajardo, and Abigail Lara. Once again, congratulations to Roland Manansala, Miguel Anthony Fajardo, and Abigail Lara. Please wait for the message and personal call from our Meralco representative who will advise you on how to claim your prize. So nanood ka lang ng webinar, nanalo ka pa. So make sure to be present as well in our next webinars. Sayang po ng prizes natin. Before we conclude this webinar, we would highly appreciate it if you can answer a quick poll and a short survey. We value your inputs and insights and would welcome receiving feedback regarding your experience here at Meralco Power Up Live. Let's launch the poll now. What did you like about the Power Up event? Please select all that apply. Again, what did you like about the Power Up event? Please select all that apply. Meron po magpa-pop up sa screen nyo na poll survey. So click what best describes your answer. All right. Sana po napindot nyo na. Let's proceed with the second poll. Overall, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with Meralco Power Up event experience? Again, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with Meralco Power Up event experience? Kindly wait again for the poll survey that will be flashed on your screen and then click what best describes your answer. All right. Thank you again for answering our quick poll. You have certainly been a most cooperative audience, and it has truly been an insightful afternoon. I hope you all learned a lot from our distinguished panel of speakers. And with that, thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you again in the next edition of Meralco Power Up Live, empowering business growth. I am Gian Zapata, and be safe, everyone all.